So today we have a nice geometrical problem. Take a square, then inscribe a quarter circle inside it like this way, then inscribe a semicircle like this way, then inscribe one more semicircle like this way. Now you can see there is an area enclosed by these three. Now inscribe a circle in that area that is tangent to this quarter circle and these two semicircles. Now the question is, what is the radius of this particular circle when the radius of this semicircle is equals to a? So let us see the solution. How can we find the radius of this circle? Okay, so here we start our solution. Now the only given data is the radius of the semicircle, that is equals to a. So if the radius of the semicircle is a, this means that the diameter of the semicircle is going to be 2 times a, and this length is ultimately the side of the square. And now we can say that the radius of this quarter circle is also equals to the side of the square. So from here we have got that the radius of the quarter circle is going to be equals to 2 times a when the radius of this semicircles is equals to a. Now what we have to find is the radius of this yellow circle in terms of a. So we are going to take the radius of this yellow circle. So I am drawing like radius of the circle equals to x. So now our goal is to get x in the terms of a. So for that we are going to mark some of the important points in this diagram. Not the points of the statement, but some of the important actual points. The first point is this particular point, that is the center of the quarter circle. The second important point is the center of this semicircle. The third important point is the center of this semicircle. And the fourth important point is the center of this yellow circle. So now let us join all these important points. So here we draw a first line segment. This is the second line segment. This is the third line segment, and the three line segments like this way. One from this point to this point, the second one from here to here, and the third one from this point to this particular point. So here we have marked some of the important line segments. Now let us find their lengths. So as this point is the center of the semicircle, so from here to here it is going to be the radius, and that is going to have a value a. So this much length is a. This is the side of the square, so it is going to have a value 2 times a. This is also the radius, so having a value a. This is the radius of this above semicircle, so having a value a. This is also the radius, having a value a, and this is the side of the square, so having a value 2 times a. So here we have a right angle triangle because this particular corner is a right angle triangle because it is the corner of this square. So here we have this particular right angle triangle. One of the side is a and the base is 2 times a. So by the Pythagoras theorem we obtain the hypotenuse is going to be square root of 5 times a. Now the same thing in this right angle triangle, and we will get that the hypotenuse is square root of 5 times a. Now here we again have a right angle triangle because this all angles are 90 degrees first of all. So here we have a right angle triangle, the sides are a and a. So by Pythagoras theorem we will get that the hypotenuse is square root of 2 times a. So now out of this 6 line segments we have got the length of these 3 line segments. Now let us calculate the length of this missing 3 line segments. So for that I am going to take another color. Now from here to here it is the radius of this circle, that is having a value x. Similarly from here to here, and similarly from here to here. Now these 3 points, this one, and this one are tangent points. And as per this particular theorem, that if two circles are tangent either internally or externally, the centers of the two circles and the tangent point are going to be collinear. So here also the same thing will be utilized. Now from this particular point to this particular point, it is the radius of this quarter circle having a value 2 times a. And from here to here it is the radius of this yellow circle, that is having a value x. So from here to here the length is longer minus the shorter, and that is going to be equals to 2 times a minus x. The same thing can be done for this particular line. From here to here the total length is going to be the radius of this semicircle having a value a, as these lengths are starting from this center and ending on the boundary. So they are going to have a value a, that is the radius of this semicircle. From here to here the distance is x. So this distance is going to be equals to a minus x. And this is possible because that 3 points are collinear points. Now the same thing is over here. This length is also going to be equals to a minus x. So here the diagram is looking quite messy, so I am just redrawing this diagram. So here I am drawing that same triangle over here. So here we have the biggest triangle like this way. This length is square root of 5 times a. This length is square root of 2 times a. This length is square root of 5 times a. Now from here, and like this way 3 line segments are there. This and this are going to have the same value, that is going to be a minus x, and this particular line segment is having a value that is going to be equals to 2 times a minus x. Now we will play inside this triangle only. Okay, so here we have marked some of the important line segments. This and this are going to have the same value, that is a minus x. Now we are going to mark some of the important angles. So this complete angle I will take as theta. this much angle I will take as alpha and this much angle I will take as beta. Now in this biggest triangle I will apply the cosine rule. Now what is the cosine rule? If there is a triangle, the three sides are A, B and C, and the angle between the side A and B is theta, then the value of cos of theta is going to be equals to squares of the adjacent added together, that is a square plus b square minus the square of opposite, so minus c square, upon 2 times the product of adjacent, so 2 times a times b. So the same thing applied in this biggest triangle. This is the angle that I am going to take, that is the angle theta. So according to the cosine rule, the value of cos of theta in this triangle is going to be equals to squares of the adjacent added together. So square of this plus square of this, that is going to be 2 times a square plus 5a square minus the square of opposite, that is square root of 5 times a, and that is going to be equals to 5a square upon 2 times the product of adjacent, so square root of 2 times a and square root of 5 times a. Now in the numerator, 5a square and negative 5a square got cancelled out. What is remaining is 2a square, and in the denominator 2 into a will become 2a square, and square root of 2 into square root of 5 will become square root of 10. Now this and this completely got cancelled out because a cannot be equals to 0 in this question. So from here we have the value of cos of theta, that is going to be equals to 1 upon square root of 10. So here we have a very nice and perfect value for cos theta, that is 1 upon square root of 10. Okay, so here we have got the value of cos of theta, that is 1 upon square root of 10. Now we will calculate cos of alpha from this triangle. So the triangle is having a side a minus x, square root of 2 times a, and this is also having a value a minus x.